Hi everybody, welcome back to Project Happy Home. For those of you who are new here, I'm Tanya, doctor, lawyer turned homeschool mom of 3 kids ages 13, 10, and 8. If you are interested in videos about secular homeschooling, raising a child with ADHD, and living a more essentialist lifestyle, you have come to the right place. So be sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video. I don't post videos particularly consistently, especially recently. So if you want to know about when I post a new one, be sure to hit that notification bell as well. If you want to keep notifications out of your life, however, do not hit the notification bell. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you some of the gift ideas for kids that I really think are worth your money and your time. I know that a lot of influencers during this time of year share a lot of the more trendy gifts, the newer gifts, the things that, are popular at the moment, but truly they're not that popular until we share them, because a lot of us get the same exact marketing emails and deals and things like that so they can prepare their videos ahead of time. Unlike me, who's kind of late to the game and sharing with you just the things I've actually really enjoyed myself in my house, have gifted myself, have observed my kids playing with over and over and over again. So that is what I'm sharing with you today, and I hope you enjoy what I have to show. I am going to take you through my Amazon storefront page and the actual category for holiday gifts for kids. Some of these will be known and familiar favorites to you. Some of them will be new, hopefully, but I really love all of the things I'm sharing, and they will all be linked in my Amazon storefront, which is linked down below. My Amazon storefront is actually linked in all my videos, but I always fail to mention that. If you want an easy way of finding my storefront, all you have to do is Google Project Happy Home and Amazon, and my storefront will be probably the first or second link that pops up. And so when you get there, this is what you see. You see a little header bar and you see all these different categories of items, right? There will be a last minute holiday gifts category for kids here as well as for adults once I make that. But there is science and nature study, language arts. There was a Cyber Monday folder that has 178 items. The reason I leave that up for a little while is because a lot of those cyber deals do continue, and I like a lot of those products even after Cyber Monday is over. There's a game schooling category, arts and handicrafts, bookworm favorites, summer skin essentials, household favorites, math and logic, mom favorites, which is skincare, fashion, lifestyle, homeschooling essentials. I really love that category. Those are my favorite things for homeschooling. History, geography, social studies, mindfulness and spiritual stuff, planning items. If you're a planner enthusiast like me, there's good books, parenting books, ADHD related items, morning basket items. There's beauty and health over here, and preschool, kindergarten, and baby essentials as well. So if you look at the top here, some of the first gifts that I've listed are by Genius Games, and they are anatomical puzzles. So you have these 3 here, which Genius Games actually sent me free in exchange for my review, and I love them. They are very reasonably priced at $22 right now. And they sent me the heart, the brain, and the human body. So when you get them, this is about the size of the box. And one of the things I liked best about them is, one, the box itself has this little Velcro closure, so you can actually keep the puzzle nicely for a long time. The puzzle pieces themselves are nice and sturdy and solid, but they also all come with this cute little fold out guide. So for the human brain, you can see there's a nice little anatomical guide here with every part clearly labeled. It matches the puzzle graphics. And then when you go through, you see a complete guide to what these parts actually do. So not only do you get the anatomy, but you get a little bit of physiology as well. And then on the back, there's always these little fun facts to go over. So I really like gifts that not only teach kids, how to make puzzles and stuff, but also teach them a little bit more about anatomy. And I like also that those handouts are exactly the size of the box, so they're really good to display. The next toy I want to talk about was also gifted to me in exchange for my honest review, but I'm so glad that I got these. I actually have them here to show you. This is about the size of the box. It's a nice sturdy little box. It slides open really easily. And they have all of these different cards in here, 200 different questions. They have questions on the back and the front here. And so the questions are things like, what does people spend too much time focusing on, or what's worth spending more money on to get the best thing? So some of them are really practical questions like that. And others are like, what's your definition of a good person? Who exemplifies this? What's your favorite joke? So they just offer kids the opportunity to get to know their grandparents better. And of course, grandparents can be very close to kids without questions like this. But I think there's a whole host of things we forget to ask grandparents, and we forget to ask of our own parents, honestly. I think some of these questions are interesting to me as a child. What was your wedding proposal like? Do you remember getting in trouble for anything you did as a kid? So they are, poignant and excellent questions to ask so that we have a more well-rounded impression of our grandparents. And I just love that. What organization are you glad to have been a part of? Who, living or dead, would you enjoy talking to for an afternoon? Another feature of this box that I really appreciate is that they have this little card that comes with the kit. I'm holding our place here, and it has here unasked, and you just fold it over so that you can slide it in wherever you are in the little box. And that way, the next time your grandparents visit or whatever, you know which questions you've answered and asked already and which ones you haven't. But I really love this. The Prompta company actually has other gift cards as well and gift sets that you might enjoy even more. So you can see their whole storefront on Amazon. And they actually have the grandparent cards, which are actually on sale right now. But they also have conversation cards for families. If you could become a master of one skill, what would you choose? Things like that. That's a great dining table edition, just for when you're sitting around the table together. There's conversation cards for couples as well. So if you wanted to just bring a couple along on date night or something like that, or if you feel like it's been a while since you've actually had an in-depth conversation with your spouse, that would be great. So again, this one includes 598 cards. They all are a little bit different, but I love these. I think they're priced really well, and I've been really impressed with the grandparent cards in particular. On the next row, you'll see there's Crayola air dry clay. This is the natural white modeling clay. I really love this clay. I think it's so useful to have on hand. We always try to have a tub and they can always just pull from it. I like that it has like a lid that closes really easily, and they can make anything from it, and it's air dry. So they don't have to like come to you and say, put it in the oven and this has to happen while you're trying to make like dinner. It's really convenient, and it's always like a fun gift to give to people who haven't tried it yet. Speaking of convenient, this is modeling clay, and this is ultra light clay. It has a really strange texture. It feels almost like fluff, like marshmallow fluff or something. It feels fairly weightless. It's a really nice clay for younger kids, especially. It doesn't really allow you to do that much detail, but you do get a lot of colors. It comes with little tools and little bags so that they don't dry out before you want them to when you open them. It's really nice and easy. They can make all sorts of different shapes and creations, as you can see here. It comes with little guide booklets to give you ideas, and it's not sticky at all. So it has a very airy texture. I don't know how to explain it, but my kids love it. They use it almost too fast. So when it's on sale, like right now, that's a great time to get it. Still staying in the clay area, there's also polymer clay, which is a different type of clay. So polymer clay, this kit in particular, comes with a whole host of different colors and tools. They not only give you tools, they actually give you little items. Like if you want to give a gift or something, they have little ring forms and barrette forms and earring hooks and things like that. So that's a really nice feature of this type of polymer clay. Unlike the last two clay things that I showed you, this type of clay does have to be hardened in the oven. So it's perhaps, best for older kids, or make time for it when your younger kids use it. Sketch pads. When all else fails, you know that everyone from every age will use sketch pads. Now, little kids, you can get lower quality sketch pads because let's be honest, they run through them really fast. But once kids get a little bit older, like mid upper elementary, and really have an interest in art and expressing themselves in a more deliberate fashion, I think nice quality art sketch pads are always welcome, especially if you don't know what to get someone else's child. I think a sketch pad is a really nice gift, and like maybe a nice set of colored pencils or something like that. Now on the next row, I have makeup kits for kids. Now these are all clean makeup kits. I'm not a huge fan of makeup kits for kids in general because they have like such a poor ingredient profile, and because they have so many irritating ingredients. My children are very different. My two girls, one of them couldn't care less about makeup kits, but one of them loves them and has the most sensitive skin in the world. So it's really important to me that she puts on things that are as safe and mild and non-irritating as possible. And I do appreciate that these three companies here, Lunastar, Prim and Pure, Petite and Pretty, and as well as Karma Organic, all try to stay with less irritating, non-toxic ingredients. And so Prim and Pure makes these cute little kits. They are smaller kits. So for example, you can see there's like a lip gloss, some makeup brushes. I believe there's a blush and one eyeshadow and a cute little pouch here. And that's it. And that's really all a small child needs to keep themselves entertained. This kit here, Petite and Pretty, caters more towards tweens and teens. So girls who are really starting to use makeup for a real reason, like they want to put mascara on for the day or blush on for the day in a more adult way. And so the color palettes that Petite and Pretty picks are much more age appropriate. Nothing too garish, nothing too much for like a tween to be wearing. Luna Star is much more like Prim and Pure, but with more products offered within the category. Here you have Karma Organic, which makes a lot of non-toxic nail polishes for kids. And the colors are very bright and very kid-friendly. So here are the Nude headphones. They're actually on sale right now. I've actually seen them go on even deeper discounts. We've had these for years. I think we've bought 2 sets so far over the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. So they will generally last us about, I'm going to say 2 years on average. One of my children who's very careful with her things has always had the same pair of headphones. But I like them because they fold in here. So they're really nice to tuck into a backpack. And the wire bends really nicely into them. The cups are really nice and soft for kids, so they don't really complain about them. And they have these easy sliders so that if you have a smaller child or a bigger child, you can adjust where the headphones actually hit. The cable is braided. It's not just an exposed plastic wire, so it's much more sturdy than a lot of these other ones. The headband is cushioned, so it's comfy. You have a really nice little audio jack that's 90 degrees, so it doesn't stick out of the iPad or whatever you're sticking it into. And you have like limited volume so that the kids' ears are safe. The next one here is Tegu magnetic wooden blocks. Now, everybody's heard of these Tegu blocks. I think I'm pronouncing that right. My kids have had the same set of Tegu blocks since, I'm going to say, my middle child was born. So that's what, 10 years now? And those blocks look brand new. Brand new. They work just as well as they did when I first got them. I think these are excellent gifts to give because I leave them under our coffee table because even adults like playing with them. So they're just in a little bucket under our coffee table. I don't know how they have maintained to hold my kids' interest. But whenever they're around the coffee table, someone pulls them out and starts building random things. I think partially it's that they have a really nice tactile feel to them. So you have, I don't know, they just snap together nicely, but they're not so snap together that it stays forever. It's not the strongest connection. It's more of almost like a fidget toy in terms of building things. Like, yes, you can build a dinosaur like this. It's not going to hold forever. And if someone pushes it, it will fall apart. So it's not like Legos in a, we're going to keep this forever kind of way. It's more like, let me see what I can do as I'm entertaining myself right now. And I think that's really great for kids of all ages. Yes, you may, but tonight, don't have too many because tonight we're going to use them. Yeah. Close the door. Adios.
Can we have each 2?
Look, you want to see? I'm in a little circle here.
Each 2.
Look, I'm in a little circle.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, go away.
Can we have 2 or 1?
You can each have 2. Go.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye. The next category of items are stuffies. Now, my husband especially would say, please don't bring any more stuffed animals into this house. And I can appreciate that. We try not to, but I just wanted to share with you, in case you have younger kids and you have not reached your stuffy limit yet, some of the companies that I like best in terms of quality. Obviously, I love Gund stuffies. I think they're super soft. They're really well made. I've never had like a Gund stuffy like tear or come apart. And they're just really sweet looking. Like, look at that. They are so sweet. And then there's Jellycat. Jellycat was one of the very first companies that I ever bought a stuffy in. I remember when I was pregnant with my first, I went on my baby moon to Charleston, and we were walking through some little gift shop, and I saw this adorable little Jellycat giraffe, and that was the very first stuffy I ever bought for my children. And they just make adorable, unusual stuffies. So they have this whole bashful line. This is the bashful dragon and a bashful turtle, and I just love them. I love them so much. These are Douglas stuffies, and I really like them. They're a little bit more high quality in terms of detail. So here's that beautiful silver dragon up close. You can see that it's so detailed that you even get this like scaled type of pattern on the plush. which is something that you don't see that often with stuffies. Now they have different ones like this beautiful greenish blue one, and they also have this lovely little stand-up red one. Another thing I wanted to share for gifts was this wax craft kit. I love these. I love having a whole bunch of them on hand. You can use them for everything from letter practice, number practice, adding, subtracting. You can make your own like little math rods from these. I love them for just, amusing my kids like on the road. They're really easy to keep into your purse because they're nice and flat, but they're really amusing. So they always ask for them when I run out of them, even the oldest. So I think this is a nice little gift. They're actually on sale for 32% off right now. So another thing I wanted to share real fast was just this Aveeno Common Restorer Nourishing Oat Cleanser set. It has a cleanser, a moisturizer, as well as a serum. New line from Aveeno. It's non-irritating. It's very good for dry skin in particular. But when you are an early teen, you have this tendency to use a lot of harsh products and things like that. So I think it would be a nice gift for any teen, whether a teenage boy or a teenage girl, because it teaches them to do these steps of skincare without actually exposing them to too many harsh chemicals and active ingredients that they might not need at this time. It makes a nice little gift basket for your friend too. Here you have a hoverboard. Now, my middle child asked for this for her birthday, and it has provided endless amusement for her throughout the last few weeks. And so my youngest has asked for it for Christmas as well. And I feel like we're going to have two hoverboards with Bluetooth running around the house. But this particular brand, we've had zero problems with it. It was really easy to set up, and I recommend them. Snap circuits come next, you guys. I don't know if you're familiar with snap circuits. Right now, they're on a really good holiday deal. So as far as gifts go, snap circuits are a little bit expensive. This is a kit that's sort of mid-size, I would say, and it normally retails for $80. Right now, it's on discount for $54. And I love snap circuits. Do not get rid of them as your kids age out of them. Your subsequent children will want to play with them. These provide endless hours of entertainment for real. We say that about a lot of things, but it's really like 20 to 30 minutes. This is a long time of like making different projects. They have very detailed instructional guides. Let me see if I can show you. They have detailed instructional guides. You can see there Project 105 on the right, and you just put the pieces where you need to. And I think it really does teach kids like what resistors are and what capacitors are and what's happening when you connect conductors along a circuit and the difference between like insulators and conductors, etc. So it's a fun way to organically kind of teach kids how circuits work. There are several different snap circuit kits. One of the kits that I listed here is the light kit, and that was a super fun kit because it had these little fiber optic pieces and things like that. There's vocal kits, I think, like sound making kits as well. There's a whole bunch of different ones, but I would recommend something like this, like a classic set for their first set, just so they can get used to how it works. The next item I wanted to share is actually a scooter. Now, the scooter is a pro scooter trick scooter by AUDIBLE. There's several different scooters that come up when you search for them on Amazon. I kind of did a deep dive into trick scooters and what might be best for my kids' particular age range, which is like 8 to 13. And I bought this particular one for my son a couple years ago, and he has loved it. It is so much better than the entry-level razors. And I really think it's worth getting. And if I had to do it all over again, I would have just gotten this to begin with because it's super sturdy and it can do so much more, and it seems so much better of a build. So yeah, I can unequivocally recommend these. And the weight limit on these is 220 pounds. So, adults can get on as well. And it's not too unreasonable in terms of pricing. The next set of toys that I have listed here are Picasso Tiles toys. Now, there are a lot of magnetic toys on the magnet. A lot of people will be, I think, Magformer fans. I do like Magformers, but I'll be honest, my kids don't play with them nearly as much as they play with Picasso tiles. Picasso tiles are much bigger than Magformers. I'm going to show you one of the basic Picasso tiles kits. This is the 100-piece starter kit. Again, not the most inexpensive toy, but will be played with endlessly. My kids build gigantic castle-like structures with these. They build houses for their dolls. They build little containers and zoos and things like that for our little plastic animals. Mazes for different cars that they have. There's actually a car kit as well. You can buy like a racing kit for Picasso tiles, but what I wanted to illustrate is the reason I like them better than mag formers is one, you can build much bigger structures, and two, they hold their vertical shape. So mag formers have this issue where sometimes they collapse in on each other because they have slightly rounded corners and only the center of each plane is actually magnetic. But Picasso tiles are magnetic kind of all the way around. And so you can just build upwards much more easily. And you can build three-dimensional structures that can be played with much more easily. So this is like a good basic kit to get. Some of the more fancy kits that you can get are the Marble Run kit, which is super fun. The race car track building kit. One thing I would suggest though is if you are going to get a 100-piece kit, this kit comes with 2 little trucks that are magnetic tiles, and I really recommend this one because this brings a whole new level of play to just the static tiles. Another Picasso tile thing that is new to me that I have not gotten yet, but I've ordered for Christmas this year are these, and they are puzzle building cubes. Now you'll notice they have different puzzle building cubes here. They have this art set, which is the one that I'm getting for my kids, but they also have the alphabet set. They have a larger alphabet set. They have an ocean set, a fox set, which is more like just graphic shapes, children, rabbit set, and a zoo set. So really, depending upon the age level and the interest of your kids, you can get all of these different ones. And they are three-dimensional tiles here. It's important to note that the tiles themselves are kind of small. I believe they're 1-inch by 1-inch cubes. So they're probably not the best for the youngest of children. But once you get over, the age of where everybody's putting everything in their mouth, I think this is a great little toy. This next one, I'm not even going to zoom in on because you guys know what they are. They are sidewalk chalks. They are washable sidewalk chalk, so the rain washes them away. Some sidewalk chalk is not washable. Ask me how I know this. But this particular brand is, and I just leave it right outside the garage door. Or right inside the garage door so that they can just use it whenever they feel like it. You can make hopscotch things with it. You can draw pictures. You can do math out there. You can do spelling practice. You can draw instructional like guides for kids, like a wavy line for them to try on their skateboard, all the way to like an obstacle course around your driveway. It's really like a useful thing to have and really fun in general. Of course, I could not do a gift guide without mentioning Transformers. I'm not going to zoom in on those because again, I'm sure you know about them. And Transformers are not just for boys, you guys, they are for girls as well. As far as Transformers go, do not buy cheap Transformers. They are not as good, not even close to as good as name brand Transformers. Okay, so this is something exciting though. Yes, we all know about Transformers, and yes, we all know about Lego, which is why I didn't really link any Lego kits in here per se, because I'm sure we've already put those on our toy list. But this is a Lego Optimus Prime building set for adults, or I would venture to say any kind of advanced Lego builder. I would say my son was probably able to do this at 9. It has 1,508 pieces. It is fairly expensive, but again, it has 1,508 pieces, and it is an incredibly detailed Optimus Prime build. So I love it. I have already gotten my son his gifts for this year, but I think I might put it on the list for next year. So it was a nice little exciting find. I love it when you can combine 2 interests into one gift. Last but not least are these metal earth construction thing. This is my son's that he just recently did. His grandparents bought him this little kit, and it is a DeLorean. And you can see here, if I hold it up really close, how detailed it is. And this all comes as a flat sheet of metal that you then build. Did I just lose a piece off of that? Anyway, I'm going to pick it up and fix it. But it takes like a lot of concentrated effort to build. And my son has ADHD, and he definitely hyper-focused on this and made it just perfect. So you have to shape them exactly to fit, and you have a little screwdriver and things like that that come with it. The wheels actually work. And I was just really impressed. I thought it was really nice. And it's a small thing, when it's finally built. So that's also helpful. I'm going to click on this one. So you can see here, this is basically obviously Star Wars themed, but it is super detailed. Like it is a really nice thing to build. Now, when you get it, it comes in this little flat box here. And the pieces themselves are incredibly, incredibly flat and thin. If you watch the video, So the store itself that makes metal earth things has so many different types of metal earth sculptures that you can make. Here's that little DeLorean that my son made, but there's a whole Star Wars collection. There's new releases for like Marvel. You can see here the NASA spaceship here. There's a Harry Potter ones, Batman, Doctor Who, so many different things, planes, architecture, Game of Thrones, ships, bugs, tanks, dinosaurs, musical things, and just miscellaneous things like this train. So I think there's something for everyone. Like I said, girls and boys like to build things, so don't sleep on this for girls either. There's one last thing that I would add, and that is Dossier. Dossier sent me a couple of their scents in exchange for my honest review. Now, the reason I'm mentioning them is because I think they're a great gift for teens. They are a company that basically they create scents that mimic a lot of fancier, far more expensive scents. And I gotta say, they're pretty on the nose. So this one that I got is Woody Sandalwood. And it tells you exactly at the top here, if you can see like what notes are in the perfume. So when you go online to the site, you can narrow it down by your fragrance personality, or you can just read the descriptions and see what kind of scents you prefer. So this one has violet leaves, cardamom, ambrox, cedarwood, cypriol, sandalwood, musk, and amber. And it tells you like what the top notes are, the base notes, etc. And this one, I believe, is modeled after, I'm going to say Santal, and I love it. Like, I love it so much. So you're saving hundreds of dollars on the fragrance itself. It has a lot of lasting power, I got to say. I was a little bit dubious when I first started using them. I was like, sometimes you have these mimic scents that smell really good for the first like 10 minutes and then you can't smell it at all. This is not that way. And even by the evening, like I always spritz my perfume in the morning, even by the evening, the scent still lingers. So that's several hours later. I think it's great value for your money. Oh, and I should show you, the bottle itself is quite pretty and elegant on your counter. It's got a heavy glass type of weighted bottom here. And the cap is also really luxurious because it is a magnet cap. I love magnet caps. I don't know why, ever since I was a kid. So it has like this nice sturdy structure, and then listen to that satisfying click. Anyway, so I think it's just a great gift idea for teens, for adults, for whoever. So yeah, those were my best gift recommendations for you. I polled my children on this as well to ask them like, what are the things that you've enjoyed most over this time? And Transformers, Legos, things like that came up a lot, but I wanted to share with you some of the more unique things that I see them using all the time. Because I think when we buy gifts for kids, there's a lot of random novelty things that bubble and burst and make lights, but they only really like them for a week or two. And I'm not interested in adding more of that type of stuff into my house. I would much rather have things that get pulled out and played with over and over and over again. Like the puzzles have already been played with every single day since I've given them to them, even though they are the same two puzzles that they've opened. They haven't even opened the third one yet because I'm withholding it. Puzzles, building toys, drawing toys, things like that, modeling clay get played with over and over and over again. I think there's so much better value for your money than a random flash in the pan type of thing. And just to remind you, all of these things are linked in my Amazon storefront, which is linked down below. But if you lose it or you think of it later, just Google Project Happy Home and Amazon and my storefront will pop up. I really do appreciate it whenever you guys use my affiliate links. It helps, keep the lights on over here. It helps motivate me to keep making videos for you. And it's just a nice way to say thank you. So I appreciate it. And as always, you guys, I wish you the very best day today and the very best holiday season going forward. Happy holidays.